Have you ever heard of microsleep? It's exactly what it sounds like. Microsleep is a tiny sleep. Although, to put it more precisely, it's a several-second episode of unconsciousness. And get this, you don't always notice when it happens. Try to stay awake for this. First off, being asleep and being awake are not all-or-nothing propositions. Part of your brain can stay awake while you're asleep, like if you're sleeping in unfamiliar surroundings. And part of your brain can fall asleep while you're awake, if you're, say, pulling an all-nighter. When you're beyond sleepy, though, you can lose consciousness for a few seconds, and that's called microsleep. This happens most often in a sleep-deprived brain when you're doing something monotonous, like driving or listening to a lecture or watching a movie. Sometimes when this happens, you know it because you feel your chin falling to your chest and that jerks you awake. But a lot of times, you don't have the faintest idea you microslept at all. That's according to Professor Jim Horn, the director of Loughborough University's Sleep Research Center. He says, quote, "Sleep has to last beyond a minute or two for your brain to remember it," unquote. And you don't have to be that tired for microsleep to kick in. In a 2014 study, researchers had well-rested participants do a repetitive task on a computer monitor with a joystick for just under an hour. The participants said they stayed awake the whole time, but they actually, in reality, experienced an average of 79 microsleep episodes during that hour, lasting up to 6 seconds each. That's probably because during microsleep, it's not your whole brain that loses consciousness. It's often just a single region or even a handful of neurons. The moral of the story, by the way, is that you should not get behind the wheel if you're very sleepy. Get your rest.